about guys on Twitter. I have to deal with them in both places. But the interesting thing about that strategy is that they're very different audiences. There's very little overlap. The people on Facebook, people who are just in Facebook, and then on the Twitter, people who are just in Twitter.
I'm in both, but it's hard to catch all the tweets coming through.
I see.
You know, but on
it's
Facebook,
very noisy.
Yeah, but on Facebook you see it. So I've seen yours always on Facebook, occasionally on Twitter. There's so much.
Yeah, so the trick on Facebook is that I have it so that my logo's also there. So if it's someone's newsfeed, it's longer, and the logo's there, right? So that also, I need to do this. You know, it makes, yeah. So what you do is in Facebook, you share a link, you copy and paste the URL of the blog post in there, it'll have your little Avinash.
The ZQ, yeah.
And it makes it in the newsfeed, it makes it this big. So it's not like Mitch updated his blog, it's this big. So
it is big.
All who are following
If I can do this, I need to, I'll email you.
You should do it. I gotta tell you that I read your blog, but I have to remember to go read it. Yes, I don't have to because it comes through to me all the time.
So yeah.
Do you feel embarrassed to say hi? You're not.
What is Facebook?
So I don't like what other people do. You see, my principle with social media is down to what you think other people should not do.
But you know, so
but I understand Mitch's strategy, and I like that.
Service to your readers.
That's why I do it.
I think it is. I look at it and I'm like, okay, there's a community of people there who want to connect. So one is when I share the link on Facebook, the newsfeed is really just a live stream anyway. So it's like I posted a picture, I updated, I'm going to an event, I posted a blog post. So it's just share a link. So to me, it's innocuous. But because of the size of it, I do find that people are like totally into seeing it. The other thing I do is you can add a comment on it to actually write a personal note. Where I'm like, listen, I just blogged about Avinash's great insights into Web Analytics 2.0. I had a couple thoughts, but I'm not sure. Some of them are half baked. What do you think? Feel free to add your own. And so I'm also stimulating a conversation because I think there's so much content out there. I just put it there and try and just sit and die. The other thing that I saw is that so Facebook and Twitter become a big referral for me over Google, and it's interesting because Google's only a good referrer after a little bit of time. Right? You has to base a little bit to get the search juice to go. But Twitter and Facebook becomes immediate like pulse, and then Google underneath it becomes like a steady stream. And through those two, it's a travel find out.
So I have another question for you guys. Just as a side note, have you noticed in the last few weeks,
Red lights on.
you know, and in the last couple of months, that more and more of like your high school and elementary school friends are starting to show up on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we are all pretty public figures. How are you finding that intersection of that whole personal life and your public figure and what you share and all of that?
Listen, in '88, I became a journalist, so I resigned my privacy then. All the embarrassing things are there to see. But where I thought you were going with it is I love it because I'm getting, like, I write a column, a newspaper column every 2 weeks that goes to my journal.
It's wonderful.
I always get comments like, it's great to read you every 2 weeks, and I'm like, you can read me every day if you go to the blog. And so I like that because people see that I'm doing that, I'm posting the link, and what I think I'm doing is breaking the fishbowl, where I'm not just talking to people who know about this stuff, I'm actually getting other people like, what is this every day? And I've literally had some pretty impressive media people who follow me be like, wow, like, I didn't really understand blogging until I saw how you share content. Because what is a blog? But I'm sharing my thoughts, so I'm like, well, what if I could also share the content? And that's, share the links to it also. And for me, it's just about building the audience. I'm just, and also the right audience, right? It's not, so I don't really care if I'm public at all.
Yeah.
What about you, Avinash?
You're private,
I am a lot more. And I think my policy with Facebook and LinkedIn, I just accept invites. I don't send any invites, I just accept them. So if I have personal invites, it's kind of fun. I recently, somebody I knew in college is in Australia, they connected with them from Bahrain, and it's kind of fun to see friends are able to find you. But for me, my private life is private. And it's so, for me, it doesn't matter. If it's a personal friend, otherwise.
See, I've got something, you know, my public persona is fairly private. Right? I mean, I share a lot, but like you won't really find a lot of pictures of kids on my Facebook. If you know me, you know where to find it, right? Because you can look at my relatives and figure it out and say, okay, look, you really want to see my kids, you can see it. But I resigned that same thing. You know what? I'm a public persona. I don't have much privacy.
But you still decide what you want that. What you
Yeah,
want it to
you
be. So,
control it, right?
so I know that my Facebook profile isn't a lot like a lot of my high school friends or university friends. It's way more. It's a media channel, and I think like going back, my buddy, this guy Sebastian Provencher has a blog called Praise Blog, and he wrote this blog post called I Am Media. And it's true, like your Facebook profile, even if it's private to your people, it's still a media channel. So what am I doing? When I share a link, I'm broadcasting. It's like breaking news. It's a ticker at the bottom, right? So if you can embrace that idea, and Twitter too, I find Twitter's a lot like that. But it's funny, like on Twitter, I almost don't accept anybody because I'm trying to keep the conversation, the fire hose semi-regulated. Versus Facebook, where for some reason I'm like, I'll add anybody. I don't even know why. It's just the way it is.
I come from the same way. It's like I'll friend almost anybody if they want to follow me, because it's a hard distinction. Like people have read my books and stuff like that. They may feel like they really know me.
And I want them to be.
And I want them. Yeah, I want to be
when
connected.
I'm updating my blog, when it's a podcast, when there's a book, and I do. I want them to know.
Like the question you pose comes into play if for a lot of people who started Facebooks at universities and it's their personal media channel.
Yeah, it is.
And I think for me and perhaps for Mitch as well, it's a business channel.
Well, it's interesting because
as much.
I know what it is.
That's exactly why it came up, and I'm running out of battery life. But so if it cuts off, we'll know why. But one of my colleagues, she's a 22-year-old gal, and she started a second Facebook account to deal with her public and private persona. She had one in college, when she was in a sorority and all of that. And we started talking about it, and she realized, you know what, it's probably a mistake because she's losing her networking capabilities. Right? So, it's one thing for us because we moved into this thing a little later than most, right?
Old people do have some advantages.
But yeah. But from a young person's perspective, how do you balance it? That's part of why I asked that question, because I thought it was
I
interesting.
think having two is a huge mistake.
Yeah, that's what we agreed on.
Because what you're actually saying is I'm different people, and I think that the first thing is I even talk about this like personal branding is that internal conversation. What are your values, goals, and beliefs? In reality, even if my private was public, I'm not embarrassed about anything at all because it's who I am.
But I think that's the whole point. You know what? If you do things that are embarrassing, just realize in a moment it could be on the internet, it could be public. So you know what? I think those rules have changed a little bit.
Even when someone emails, like actually a lot of teenagers are taking pictures of themselves and emailing and stuff.
Well, you saw that study, right? And you blogged about it. One in five teenagers have sent naked pictures of themselves.
So the thing people have to understand is
I never met those kids.
Even if you email it privately, it's public. That's how I treat it. Anything I email is private.
It's a postcard. It's a postcard.
Yeah.
Nothing goes away. Everything will be there forever. And you have to treat it that way. And I tweet, I do Flickr. I just started experimenting with Flickr now. I post pictures and things like that.